siege of the end times is here. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to another epic lore battle. Today we have an awesome 55-minute replay. Again, you do not get these battles very often in Total War Warhammer, and I just have to say a massive thank you to my Discord for creating once again an epic lore infused battle. As I said, this is one of the battles of the end times. This is the siege of Bordeleaux, where the forces of good have come together to try and hold back the waves of chaos, and it should be one epic engagement, not only because this is a 4 vs 3 and a 54-minute replay, but because this custom map battle looks like it's going to be one hell of a castle to try and defend, and I'm excited to see whether or not the forces of good can hold back the waves of chaos. We are using several mods in this battle. I'll make sure to link all of them down below. This ranges from roster improvements on all of the defenders side, improving the vampire counts, Bretonnia and the wood elves, giving them a lot more units to mess around with. And then we also have the ultimate chaos mod, which adds in each of the individual chaos gods and a full army roster for them. And then we also have some alternative graphic ones, and obviously the custom map itself, which let me tell you is just spectacular. Bordeleaux is looking great, and I feel like this battle will do it justice. So make sure you are sitting comfortably. As I said, a 54-minute replay. Oh boy, this is going to be crazy. So we'll check out some of the more like notable units. I'm not going to run through every individual unit in this intro. I'll just run through some of the more interesting ones. So we do have the Chosen of Nurgle. These guys are plague infested. You can see they are rotting. Their armor is decaying, but they are ready for battle. The Great Unclean One. This bad boy is the legendary unlord for the forces of Nurgle. He is insanely strong. He has so much regeneration, but for the past like 15 minutes of battles, he will just be getting hammered away with artillery, guns and everything, and just be regenerating it. However, eventually he does start to lose HP, but he is just one hell of a foe to take down. And I mean, much like he should be, he is the Great Unclean One. As we continue to go across, just more heavy infantry for the forces of Nurgle. Is this a different chaos god? No, we just have some more of like kind of I guess more of the Men of the North infantry there, more Chosen there, lots of flying aerial units to descend upon them. We also have some more warriors of Nurgle over here as well, just basically basic infantry. But as we make our way over onto this hand side, we do have the forces of Tzeentch, the Lord of Change over there. I love the capes of the Tzeentch soldiers. I think they look really cool. More of their notable units are going to be this heavy infantry. They also have some really cool, where are they? They're like these sorcerer, back here, right here, the Pink Horrors, I believe they're called. Yeah, the Pink Horrors. They just do so much damage if they're left unchecked. They are quite short range, so forces such as the Wood Elves will be able to take these guys out if they can bring their arrows to bear towards them. Then we also have the followers of Khorne over here as well. I don't know if Slannesh is in this battle. I assume they are, but I guess I haven't seen them. So the followers of Khorne, these guys are going to be the most ferocious warriors. I love their weapons, and obviously these Forsaken Giants, and the set of Hell Cannons as well. The Doomfire Battery, this is going to be inflicting a lot of damage. And we even have the Exalted Bloodletter as well, or Bloodthirster I should say. Bloodletters are over here, right here. You can see them again. Just a pretty potent force, very scary. We even have some Chaos Spawn as well. Then if we look at the forces of good, as the siege towers are getting closer and closer, we have a mix of vampire counts, Bretonian forces, and also wood elves. Because if you don't know, in the end times, all of these guys come together and a lot of people die. A lot of legendary, well, I won't spoil anything, but you know, a lot of the special heroes do die, and it is a really awesome setting, the actual end times itself. So we do have, you know, the vampire counts coming together with Bretonnia to fight away against the evil of the Chaos forces. And we're going to have some really elite units such as these dismounted Blood Knights, again, looking really cool. I love the detail that has gone into that shield. It just looks absolutely spectacular. As we continue to go back, you know, we do have some of the elite dismounted Grail Knights from the mods we are using. These guys are not going to be an easy foe to beat back. We also have some more Knights of the Grove, and on top of that, we will have a lot more heavy infantry back here. I'll go ahead and take a look at the final keep back here. Oh, these guys are Foot Blood Knights as well. The Lord Vampires are ready to get their hands bloody. The Trebuchets. As we go further and further back, we have an elite defense right here of the Bretonian forces. Over on this right hand side, okay, we don't have any Wood Elves. I could have sworn we had a Wood Elf army, but I guess not. I guess it is two forces of Bretonnia. I think the Wood Elves at this time in the lore are actually fighting in Athelrun, actually fighting in their forest right now. So I guess that's why we only have a vampire count. So I guess this would be like the Red Duke's army maybe. Because I know there are several like battles going on all at the same time in the end times. You have the Battle of Middelheim, which we've already done a replay of. We have the battle, I think it's the Siege of Bordeleaux, and then I think there's also a battle going on in Athel, in the woodland realm of the Wood Elves with the Shadow King, and there's like 3 battles majorly going on. I think the main battle is at Middelheim, where they're trying to like sort out chaos, and that's where all the main characters are and some crazy shit goes down, which I'm so excited for the 3rd game. When that comes out, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I really hope they just get the storytelling of the end times as we just watch this battle line right now of Bordeleaux getting absolutely hammered. But I feel like the whole thing about the end times is very much having that character story driven. You know, these are the ending of the stories of, you know, everything we've been watching through game 1 and 2, hearing stirs of chaos. So to be able to, you know, see the ending of the action, it will just be absolutely awesome. And I'm really, really excited for it myself, just seeing all these heroes. And I also really hope as well, sorry, I should be talking about the battle, but I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. I'll end it in a second. I really hope they make Legendary Lords mortal when you do finally enter the end times in the 3rd game. You know, maybe like 50 turns in, I really hope they make it so each Legendary Lord becomes mortal. So if he dies, he is gone. I think that would speak, you know, they'll make the end times feel that much more impactful, and as if the world is literally ending. That would be crazy. Let me know what you guys think of that idea down below in the comments. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure to drop a like. It's not very often you get a 54-minute replay. You very, very, very rarely get that, so make sure to drop a like for this awesome lore-infused battle. And also, if you want to be a part of these battles, make sure to join my Discord down below in the description. But that's enough of me rambling on. Let's dive straight into the battle, as we do have the forces of Bretonnia trying to hold back the warriors of Tzeentch. They seem like they're doing an okay job with the support of the arrow fire. I imagine as well we'd also be getting some artillery coming in as well, just hammering away. As long as the gate does not go down immediately, that's what we really need. The warriors of Cornwall have actually made their way off the walls, and they're going to be causing a little bit of a nuisance. Or is it the gate being destroyed? Oh, the gate has now been destroyed. The artillery is going to come, thread the needle, smash in, thankfully, just landing a little bit short, however, dazing a couple of these warriors. The skeleton archers for the forces of the vampire counts are firing away their arrows as quickly as they can. And the warriors of Tzeentch are pouring in. The artillery is flying in from the abyss right now. Men of Bretonnia, this is where we hold the men of evil. We will not let them pass. We will send chaos back into the dimension whence they came. They shall not be victorious right here. This damsel going in, throwing herself into the lines to hold them up, allowing these Grail Knights to fully get into the back ranks of them, slashing and swiping at their armor, trying to pierce it off with these huge great swords. These lore battles are absolutely amazing. Please, 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 Discord, send me in more of these lore battles, because they are a lot of fun. And let me know if you guys want to see more of these lore battles as well. I feel like they just add so much more. Actually knowing like the lore behind it, and actually like knowing what's at stake in this battle. You know, this is the final massive battle in the end times, along with, you know, the other battles going on at this exact time. It's pretty crazy. I don't know how these Chosen have got behind these men of Bretonnia right now, but they are completely surrounded. I don't know how that happened. I guess they must have come off the walls or something. Yeah, they must have just come up. Yeah, they've got a really nice indent right there. There are a few soldiers. Yeah, there's a few Blood Knights here, but not too many to keep them at bay. And they must have just run down there and completely outflanked. This is giving the forces of Bretonnia a good opportunity to hammer away at the back ranks of them. You know, obviously finding where their armor is weak in the back. And can I just say, you know, for a battle of this size, my computer is running this like a beast. We can see, you know, there's close to 9,000 soldiers with all the custom maps on ultra settings. I'm so happy I did manage to get my hands on this 1070 Ti, because it is just running it like a beast as the Blood Knights go flying in against the Chosen. The Chosen just look so ferocious with both of their kind of enchanted axes. However, these guys have lived a lifetime and a half, these vampires, so they are going to be very, very well trained. The walls do look like to be lost on this far right side. The forces of Bretonnia are being broken. How are they doing on the other side, though? On this left side, they're doing a little bit better. They're definitely losing, but I feel like they've taken out a lot of soldiers, and they still do have, you know, this dismounted Grail Knight unit. How many kills is this on? 83 already. That's not bad whatsoever, especially because they're fighting some extremely heavily upgraded units. Oh no. The Bloodthirster has now charged into battle. He is a very, very strong opponent. But that's one of the problems with the Ultimate Chaos mod, is all of these lords are so goddamn powerful. They're really, really expensive, and that's how it's balanced, but you know, they're just so strong. If we see the Great Unclean One go in the Battle of the End Times that my Discord did a while back, which I'll link at the end of this video, they did some crazy, oh god, they did a really amazing hour-long battle with the Lizard Men versus Chaos in a really cool custom city. And the Great Unclean One just took so many hits, and he just stayed at full strength. It was absolutely mad. The archers are trying to get as many shots off as they can before this monstrous creature just gone. But they need to be careful. Chaos could definitely lose a general here if the forces of Bretonnia can hit them. I think they have to go into full retreat right now. This left-hand side of the city does look lost. The walls of Bordeleaux have definitely been lost. There are still some brave defenders over here still trying to win, but you can see their numbers are just dwindling. And I think what we'll see is whoever can retreat will start to fall back as the legions of Chaos continue to make their way up. We even have some Chaos Dwarfs as well up here. These warriors, these brave, brave Knights of Ardens, fighting hard to stay alive, but I don't think there is any saviour for these soldiers. Unless the lady comes down herself, these men will see their end this day. However, the question is, are they men or are they mice? Are they going to take down as many Chaos before the end? I mean, that's pretty ferocious as well, just seeing the ranks of Chaos fighting and then just seeing that zombie dragon or Chaos dragon going ahead. That would not be a nice sight, would it? If you're stuck here, surrounded, fighting hard, you look up and you just see that. Everywhere you look, the brave, brave men you have are dying. It is a sad day indeed. The gates have been lost, and it does now look like the Chaos are going to be pushing on to the next layer. There are still men ready to defend the villages. As you can see right here, we do actually have just a unit of skeleton archers right here. I guess they are actually out of ammunition, so throwing them in, I guess, isn't a bad idea, just to delay the forces of Chaos, because the quicker you delay these guys, the better it's going to be for the other forces to get in formation, because I imagine the forces of the Vampire Counts and the forces of Bretonnia are both retreating back. So just sacrificing, you know, a puny unit of skeleton warriors, which are out of ammunition, is going to be fine for them. They then have, you know, defenses set up. We do have, you know, more elite spearmen along with more archers as well, along even with some blood dragons as well. These guys, as we know, are a very, very strong force. We even have a nice little defense set up here, but this defense needs to be careful. They are very, very secluded right now, and this could be an easy target for some spells or even the Chaos Dragon. We then do have the elite knights of Bretonnia. The Grail Knights are going to be formed up, ready to pour in. I mean, if we take a look at the battle map right now, you can really see how the battle is erupting. There's a lot of reserves left for Chaos, and they have a lot of their monstrous units still yet to be poured into the battle. However, the gates are starting to go down. The keep itself is going to be under siege very, very soon. And you can see there are still some brave, you know, defenders, Vampire Counts themselves, the Grail Knights defending the shrine to the lady. But very, very soon, this shrine will be destroyed, I would imagine, as everyone does fall back to that final stand. But this is where the most elite soldiers are, so this is going to be the most interesting fight. As soon as the trebuchets are in range as well, they're going to be unloading. There are 12 fields of trebuchets right here. They've used up half their ammunition, and they've already got 180 kills, which is very, very nice. And as you can just see, going up this rank, you know, Knights of the Grove, the Knights of Couronne, I can't pronounce that. We even have the Chosen Blood Knights as well. These guys must be so goddamn strong. Some Sylvanian crossbowmen. We even have some heroes of Bretonnia, just 30 brave soldiers. So there's a lot of elite men here. So even though it's looking like they lost the walls very, very quickly, do not count out the forces of Bretonnia quite yet, because they are going to be holding till the bitter end, as there is nowhere left to go. Chaos have simply come in and ruined everything. The walls have been lost though completely. Oh wait, is there actually a unit? Oh, there's still some brave dismounted blood knights still left remaining, which I guess just goes to show the strength of these blood knights. The fact that they're still holding off against everything they've been fighting since the beginning of the battle. They've been holding for like 15 minutes, which is really not a bad plan. So these guys have fought admirably. Unfortunately, they are going to die. They're a bit between a rock and a hard place. They can only really fight their way out of this. And unfortunately, unless, you know, the forces of chaos just leave them, they're going to go down. They've definitely fought admirably. The archer fight is now starting to go in and actually hit away at some of these dismounted blood knights. The cavalry coming in as well is going to be a huge issue. Another unit of blood knights, though, raring and ready to take on wherever comes at them. The archer fire, you know, the longer they can keep the archer fire shooting, the better. That's going to be what really does the damage to these large monsters from Chaos. We also haven't seen the Unclean One move in yet. Is he still just holding back? The Unclean One's always a good... Yeah, he's actually holding back. This is really good news for the forces of Chaos, because he hasn't used any of his regeneration yet. I can't believe just how long the battle for the walls is going on. That's like really amazing. A lot of the time, you know, in Warhammer, these battles are just, you know, for the walls at least, are already over. And considering the forces of Bretonnia are holding so much back, the mods that my Discord are using just really do make these battles last some epic engagements. Nice little stab there from these brave Bretonnian soldiers. They are the last men on the walls, I think. No, the pockets of resistance are still holding. I'm really surprised. You can tell by my commentary, like I'm saying, this is the last resistance, expecting it to be over, because as you guys can see, the fight has been going on for a good 14 minutes now. And they're still, you know, the last remnants are still holding off. They are going down very, very soon. But I guess it just goes to show the sheer, you know, strength of these Bretonnian warriors. Oh, what a beautiful charge off there by the Grail Knights, just disintegrating the defenders. They're going to be pulling out as fast as they can. Yeah, please do retreat. You do not want to get tied down by this Chaos Dragon that's coming your way. But that was a wonderful charge. I didn't even notice them coming in, so it took me off guard as well. The archer fire is going to be trying to ping them down from the gunners, or from the crossbowmen. Wow, look at their big siege hammers as well. These Chaos Warriors are going to be a brutal fight. Yeah, these Grail Knights definitely need to fall back. Have they been magic casting them? No. They're just being extremely slow. I don't know why. I think they're stuck in the market right here. They're trying to fall back in and obviously get out of here. That's pretty spectacular as well, just seeing the fortress of Bordeleaux under siege. That's going to be one hell of a castle to try and take for Chaos, but you know, they have the numbers. The Great Unclean One has made his way into the castle now as well. And these knights are going to be so valuable in this battle. They really, really are. Every single hit they can take off, every single charge, the forces of Chaos will feel as their legions just simply pour into the castle. Bordeleaux's walls have now officially, but I think I can say officially, have now been taken. Yep, you can see the entire, everything in blue and yellow are going to be the forces of Chaos, and everything in red are going to be Bretonnia and the vampire counts. We do actually have a few more knights over here which have been charged in. We'll go and take a look at that engagement right now. They are currently fighting the Forsaken Giant. If the Forsaken are anything to go by, I imagine it's going to be very, very much a glass cannon. If the Bretonnian forces can get their archer fire on it, I imagine the Forsaken Giant will go down very quickly. The Blood Knights and the Pegasus Knights have both come in to try and take out a Bloodletter. Oh, and a banishment going off as well. I'm not sure whose banishment this is. Oh, no, it wasn't a banishment. That was a summoning. They summoned some Bloodletters right there. But I mean, this bloodthirster is extremely low, and he goes down. The general for Khorne has just been slain. That's going to be a huge advantage. I mean, the warriors of Khorne are still going to be, you know, extremely violent and probably not care about that. But slaying one of the enemy generals, especially from Khorne, that's going to be pretty huge, I think. The Lord of Change right there, the legendary lord for the warriors of Tzeentch. Still at full HP though. Very, very nice indeed. The Blood Knight's falling back. The Green Knight has a rise! He was extremely strong. He was an extremely important foe. Or important character in the end times. I think especially at the Battle of Bordeleaux. Again, anything I say here, don't take my word for it. I'm very much a novice at, you know, Warhammer lore. But from what I remember, the Green Knight killed a lot of enemies in the Battle of Bordeleaux. The Blood Knight's coming in to support him, sending these bloodletters into the abyss. There's just so many legions of chaos though, still raring to go. The last siege defense is still yet to be untouched. I think this is a really smart move by Chaos. They're trying to consolidate their forces first. They're trying to ensure that they can get their army. There's a lot of, you know, warriors of Nurgle over here still left to be pushed in. And there's still a few pockets of resistance, so I think it's very, very smart of Khorne and Tzeentch to just try and, you know, clean up this end layer before making their way in. Balance power-wise, we can see that the allied troops of Chaos have 2,600 men left, and then the forces of the defenders have about 2,000. Now, obviously, that's very skewed, and it's kind of like a menial statistic. Because a lot of the times, like, there's more about the money. And I wish it kind of would give you a stat telling you how much money each side has left. Because there's so many individual super strong units. As you saw from Bretonnia as well, on their last stand, they have like a bunch of 30-man units, which with all these mods mean that they're really, really good. I think the mods we are using tend to make it so that if the unit has less characters in it, it's going to be really, really strong. That's kind of how they balance it out. The cavalry is just running amok in these streets. The pink horrors are flamethrowing, but these pink horrors are glass cannons, and if the cavalry can charge them through, these pink horrors are going to get absolutely annihilated. Oh my god, look at them run. They are fleeing. They need the Chaos Knights to come up and support, because if they get cut down, they're going to see their end very, very soon. That's a very, very strong unit being taken out. More spells bombarding down, and these Blood Knights are going to be running away. Flaming Skull though chasing them down. What a bit of magic right now, seeing that these guys only had one opportunity to run away, and then sticking down this Flaming Skull was a mastermind of a move right there. That got some really good effectiveness. Obviously it's not going to be doing a ton of damage to them, but that was a really, really nicely planned spell right there. Very, very good. And then we are going to have the Chaos Knights trying to chase them off now. These Chaos Knights needed to be just a little bit quicker, honestly. However, I'm sure the casualties aren't too heavy. I think they still have at least one unit of pink horrors left. They did lose the other one, though, I think. You know, they lost some of the units, but oh well, it doesn't really matter too much. The next engagement for Bretonnia have now kicked off. They've got their backs to the abyss. Their spearmen keeping the enemy at bay. Nice little Comet of Cassandora coming down. That's going to be doing some nice damage. The Comet of Cassandora obviously doing bonus damage to enemies, to multiple units rather than a lot of entities. So that's why it's a really good spell to use on when enemies are really clumped up. How amazing would it be as well is if these dragons could just like burn the city itself. Like each of these villages would just, you know, you could just right click on a house or something, and these dragons would just come down and just start breathing fire on all of these buildings and stuff and just roaming around. Kind of like in the final Hobbit movie where you do have Smaug going around just absolutely burning Lake Town to the ground with these amazing swooping attacks. That'd be epic, it really would. As we can see though, these Bretonnian spearmen are very good. They're not going to go up lightly. They're going to hold for a very, very long time. I just want to see the Great Unclean One get his hands unclean, because he is just such a strong opponent. They even have some cannons up here from, I guess these are undead cannons. You have a Plague Cannon Battery, which is currently shooting. What the hell are they shooting at? Oh, over here. A few shots finding their target. They're actually going to force a lot of these Bretonnian men back inside the keep, or inside, I guess, the second layer of defense. I guess it's more like the third layer, because the walls must be the first, then we have the village, and then we kind of have the first layer of the keep itself. The keep, it has been getting bombarded, though. You can see the destruction. That's something I really do dig in Warhammer, is that you do see a lot of destruction in the battlements. Even if you can't use them, you do see houses falling apart. I'd love to see more of that, honestly. I'd love to see walls being collapsed and just, you know, a lot more damage. You just see right there, you know, that got destroyed. Oh, they are going to be bombarding away at these bloodletters. A good target to try and hit, especially because you're hitting a lot of Zinch warriors as well. I mean, these ranks are simply just waiting for their opportunity to push forward. And begin the final assault of Bordeleaux. You can definitely see the forces of good are piling in. This is going to be their last line of defense. And then if anything can retreat, they're going to pull back and fight under the last battlements. It's going to be very, very naughty indeed. And what a battle this has been so far. If you guys haven't dropped a like and a comment down yet, please make sure to do that, as it really helps out the channel. And battles like this deserve as much praise as they can get, because, you know, my Discord spend hours getting these battles. You know, if something doesn't really go well, or it's a little bit too replay worthy, they'll just end up redoing the battles. So they spend a lot of time in these engagements. And if you guys saw that, you just saw the Great Unclean One just marching through in the back ranks. That was, look at him, see him right there, just walking through the streets of Bordeleaux as these warriors fight to the death. But as I said, you know, they might play these battles, you know, sometimes 5, 6, 7 times to get a good replay. And especially when the battles are, you know, 54 minutes long or whatever. That's a long time for them just to send in this replay. So I do hugely appreciate it. And hopefully you guys do as well. And you can obviously show your appreciation. You know, more views. You know, these guys want these videos to do really well. So, you know, make sure to drop a like and a comment, as I keep saying, as it does honestly really help out the channel, and I appreciate it so much. The cannon fire going in, but again, it does now look like the streets have been taken. The Great Unclean One is pushing up with his ranks upon ranks of Nurgle warriors. We have a few like lone blood dragons there, 46 of them. They're getting chopped down by the Knights of Chaos from each of the ranks. Then we just have a couple more ranks left. These awesome looking knights screaming. Oh god, the graphics on their faces just look so good. The knights are forming up. Maybe this isn't the best unit to be fighting, but the Green Knight himself is going to be rallying the soldiers. As we go further back, we do have some more sword infantry. They definitely need more, maybe more spears up here, as the Knights of Chaos just ready their spears to pour in. We have some lone boats out in the harbour as well. These guys need to send word that they need reinforcements at Bordeleaux. The Enchantress will need to grant you a lot of strength, my friend. The end is not looking great for you as we tip over the 30-minute mark in this battle. A thunderstorm popped off, and that has preempted the Warriors of Chaos to charge in. Hold the line, ready your shields, brave men of Bretonnia. They actually do an amazing job at holding that charge. I did not expect them to do as well. However, the Warriors of Chaos are just going to pull through. The ranks are not deep enough to withstand this. The Warriors of Chaos are going to be able just to pour through their legions of horses right now. And as you can see, the Knights of Chaos are simply just, you know, using their numbers to their advantage. The ranks were not deep enough. They are going to be opened up now to some crossbow fire and some archer fire as well. And obviously, doing that pull-through tactic is going to lose them a lot of soldiers. If the Green Knight does decide to fall back a little bit again, he needs to make sure he does get back into the safety of his men. You know, there is obviously a lot of power in numbers. Oh my god, boy. These hell cannons, though, are just unleashing hell. And the trebuchets can only do as much as they can do. They have actually been hammering away at this hell cannon battery, and I think they've already taken out 2 cannons. Yeah, there's only 1 cannon left, and there we go. The hell cannon actually going down. That is a really big hit right there, because how many kills did these guys? These guys already had 168 kills, and they still had half their ammunition left. So the fact that trebuchet managed to take him out is a real solid. the Blood Knights being surrounded. It's so weird seeing the forces of the vampire counts fighting against, fighting with Bretonnia. But I guess it just goes to show the desperateness of the end times, You really don't have a lot of power left in your ranks. There's actually a nice little battle going on right here. These are some of the flying mounted Pegasus Knights right here. Just doing some damage to the Chaos Lord right there with the spoiler. But Chaos are just simply waiting for their armies to get in position before pouring in. Everything else is just more of like a little skirmish phase. They have definitely killed a lot of these cavalry. The Blood God Cavalry, taking that out is pretty nice. Oh, there's even some walls up here as well. I didn't even notice this. This is like 10 times cooler. You even have some of the King's Royal Longbowmen here, actually on the wall itself. I did not even notice that there was actually a walled section of this keep. That's going to allow these archers, as soon as the fighting kicks off in this section of the battlefield, these archers are going to unleash hell. There's no more other ones, right? I think you could actually get archers up here by the looks of it. This does look like a usable wall. This doesn't, obviously, but yeah, I assume you could actually get soldiers over there. So you could, if they wanted to, get their archers here and start pounding away if they were in range at these positions. There are also trebuchets. I don't think these things actually shoot, which is a real shame because it'd be really nice if they had maybe towers on this position where these trebuchets did unleash and shoot, just to kind of give the defenders a little bit more protection. Because again, a lot of the times, obviously the map maker doesn't want to make these fortresses too strong or too overpowered. But historically, these fortresses were really OP. And it's never easy taking it, as we do have a Flaming Skull pouring in right now, just running down the ranks of Bretonnia. More thunder, chain lightning coming out as the bloodletters? Bloodletters or bloodbursters? Bloodletters, yeah, I was right the first time, are coming in with the Unclean One. Now, I imagine, though, these knights are anti-large. They have got a spear, so they are anti-large and shielded. So, they're actually going to be like the perfect unit to try and take these guys out. The archer fire is actually coming in from the wall now itself. Again, we'll go back to that and take a little look. Oh, there's only a few of the archers now, but the more experienced bowmen are unleashing their arrows. The one with the strongest arms, because I don't think everyone else can make that shot at the moment.
The world will burn.
The world will burn. Well, this is a good start by destroying Bordeleaux. Their knights are fierce, though, and they're not going to go down without a fight. It does look like all of the actual cavalry, the mounted infantry from Chaos have been beaten back by this unit, which is very surprising. I guess their pulling through tactic didn't really help. I imagine that was because of the archer fire coming in, really just threw them off, and them being a lot of armor-piercing units as well. Didn't help out. But I would have assumed they would have smashed through that front rank. As we do have another army of Bretonnia here. The foot infantry. I'm not going to try and pronounce that French name, because I will butcher it. Butcher it like the Bretonians are being butchered by Chaos. I say that, but I feel like they're putting up a very, very good stand. Once they start taking down these larger units, I could see them very much doing a good job here. We do have a Curse of the Midnight Wind going off. This is going to be reducing their melee attack and also taking down their armor as well, meaning them just a really easy foe to take down. And that's going to be perfect for these archers to come down and start picking away. You can see the Chaos Spawn already not having a lot of armor on them. With that debuff, especially the debuff on the melee attack as well. The artillery flying in, trying to kill these pink horrors, because the pink horrors can rack up so many kills if they are left untouched. Another Comet of Cassandora coming down. Smashing away the bloodletters. Yeah, I think all the archer fire just needs to be focusing down on these pink horrors. The pink horrors can just burn away ranks upon ranks. And I'm pretty impressed with how well these artillery units are doing. You can see the power of the pink horrors right there, just devastating that rank. The main infantry, by the looks of it, oh no, I was like, oh, this doesn't look like that the Forces of Chaos have that many men left here. But then I forgot they still have, 4 units of elite, bringers of change. And these guys look amazing. If we go ahead and take a look at them, we have the Warriors of Zinch. Huge halberd axe in their hand. messed up hands. Like, these guys are very, very strong. And then obviously they also have, you know, the forces of Nurgle have barely done much. They have a lot of these plague bearers. Again, just ferocious warriors. And I imagine they have pretty good regeneration as well. Poison attacks, swarm of flies, demon. They're weak against armor. But I'm pretty sure they do have regeneration. And obviously the Great Unclean One as well. Has he been pushed into the battle yet? I mean, they still have all of this as well. There's so much heavy infantry. The Plague Reapers as well are looking so goddamn elite. They're massive Reapers. I think maybe what the Chaos should do is they should dispatch a decent portion of their force and go round to help out Tzeentch and Khorne. Because at the moment they are, you know, they've got a lot of soldiers over here. And because this is such a choke pointy last stand, there might not be a great opportunity to really pour in everything they want to actually push into the battle. Pegasus Knights going into prolonged combat up here, trying to take down the Chaos Dragon. The Chaos Dragon just sends some of the Knights down, sending loads of them flying. These guys are trying their best, but they are struggling. But I mean, if they can just assassinate this general, that'd be 2 generals out of the 4 taken out for Chaos. And you can already see their morale, you know, when they do start to take army attrition. That would really, really suck. Oh, but Chaos are pouring in right now as the forces of Bretonnia simply retreat further up the keep itself. This should be now allowing, though, these archers to just unleash. But not all of them are shooting. I don't understand why they're not all shooting. I guess they're literally on the edge of their range, and maybe that's to do with it. But I guess, like, how much quicker do you want them to be? Like, I guess it's not really using up any more ammunition, so the people who can shoot are all shooting. So I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. But still, did they manage to take out? They did manage to slay the enemy general. That is huge, and especially if they can take out this exalted hero as well. That's a big amount of staying power they have. However, the Pegasus Knights are extremely low. I don't know, this is going to be a close battle. They seem to be doing a lot of damage. There's only 3 of them left though. But if they can just take out this exalted hero, there's only 1 left. It's a 1-on-1 right now. Each swing is going to do so much damage. Oh, and he survived. The exalted hero lives with his hellfire sword. That bonus fire damage must have done a lot. The exalted hero unfortunately couldn't save his brother, or his general. More infantry of Chaos just simply pouring in. It's going to be the Knights' turn now. They're going to try with a huge cavalry charge. Artillery, though, making its way in. Oh my god, look at that. The crossfire from the archers. And also the blessed field trebuchets as well. That is something to behold right now. What a battle. This has definitely done the end times justice. And I'm really hoping for Warhammer 3 as well that they use the laboratory mode to make it so that we can have huge battles. Because I want the final battle. I want the final battle for the end times in Warhammer 3 to be absolutely massive. Like, I want at least like 30,000 soldiers on the field of battle. Like, just send everyone in, increase unit scale. Because there's going to be so many factions there as well. I just want one hell of a final battle. Because it does look like Creative Assembly really are digging the way that you do have these, you know, these huge final battles with the Tomb Kings, with Warhammer 2, the Eye of the Vortex campaign. And it's just going to be crazy. Because again, I imagine the end times, I imagine they'll do multiple empires, but also do a separate campaign like the end times campaign. But obviously the end times again kind of carries along a lot of the factions, carries all the factions over from both 1 and 2. So I imagine we'll obviously get Chaos, you know, we'll get each of the individual Chaos Lords in the end times campaign. But I imagine we'll also be getting, like, just basically probably like the Warhammer 1 map, probably a little bit updated. Because the majority of the end times, at least towards the end of it, do happen around the old world. There are still battles in Lostria and stuff like that. But most of the heroes do come to, you know, these final engagements at Middelheim. These trebuchets, how many kills have they racked up now? 500 kills on the field trebuchets. That is impressive, impressive feat. The Great Unclean One has now made his way. His potent morning breath just ripping through the ranks, destroying the field trebuchets and pushing these vampires down to the abyss. However, these vampires have lived an eternity. They are not simply going to die to some stinky morning breath. They will fight. They are the chosen blood dragons. And they will take it down. They will fight alongside their brothers of Bretonnia against this greater evil. And I assume this is the Red Duke's army, because Manfred was at the Battle of... Manfred was at the Battle of Middelheim. So I assume this is that the Red Duke right there, maybe? Could be. Oh, it's just a blood dragon with swords. Oh, there's so few of them left. I think the forces of good definitely wish that Manfred wasn't at the battle of Middelheim, that's for sure. I wouldn't spoil anything, but some dangerous shots coming in. Oh my god, look at that plague bear, Sensor Bearer just ripping. Oh my god, that knight just jumped on his back and stabbed his sword into him. I've like never seen that animation. I mean, it was moved a bit crooked, so I imagine it's from something else, but that was awesome to see that chosen blood dragon jump on his back and just dive his sword. It looked like something from Lord of the Rings when they're in Moria. Really, really cool animation right there. They do fight the plague sense bearers. The huge hammers coming in there from the trolls themselves. And the ranks are starting to thin out. The legions of chaos pouring in. I mean, look at how many there are still left remaining. A lot of them are very, very elite soldiers as well. I mean, these guys look pretty badass. Loads more trolls. Even this big boy right here as well. He looks like he's leading them forward. The Great Unclean One, I imagine, is still, full HP right now. He just regenerates. Look at all his buffs in the bottom left-hand corner as well. Being a Greater Demon just gives him so much replenishment. He has 11,000 HP. And again, I'm still so happy with how well this battle has performed. Graphically, you know, we've dropped very, very few frames. I'm actually on 42 FPS right now, which, considering, you know, how much is going on in the battle, is very, very awesome. The Great Unclean One is marching forward. The Sabanian crossbowmen do not stand a chance. The best field trebuchet, you know, what remains of it is, you know, the rest of them are going to be going down. I think the entire crew has actually been wiped out. What killed these guys? And I think we have the last couple stand there. The last brave knights all making their way back. Yeah, there's hardly anything left. I mean, Bands of Power, though, is still very even now. Only 700 Chaos Forces left, with 600 of the Bretonnian soldiers left. But again, just bear in mind that there's, you know, that Unclean One and the Lord of Change are both very, very strong units. We get a Covenant of Cassandora coming down. That Forsaken Giant right there doing so much damage. Like, even though the warriors, the defenders have like a decent amount of men left, you just got to bear in mind that I think the Warriors of Chaos have a lot of really good individual units like the Great Unclean One. He's going to be so hard to actually take down. And that's mainly because like the Forces of Chaos just haven't really needed to use him. Which normally when you spend that much money on getting him, you're going to need to bring him to the fight. And you're going to need to use him as like a frontline unit because he's just so goddamn strong. Oh, here we go. Another little morning breath attack right there. Sending the... This is going to be the forces. Oh my god. It actually leaves like a pool of like... It's just sick. That's awesome. And here he comes. I think the Green Knight needs to go ham. Because if the Green Knight can kill the Great Unclean One, maybe there is a chance. Because the Great Unclean One is like one of the only generals. Him and the Lord of Change are the only two generals left. The Lord of Change is very low. He's been getting hammered by archer fire since the beginning. If they can take out these generals, then there is definitely hope for Bretonnia. Definitely hope. The balance of power is shifting in their favor right now. I mean, I guess a lot of their units are weak as well. The Great Unclean One is I think it's going to usually come down to whether or not alberic of Bordeleaux, someone who's never been defeated in battle, remember, if him and this guy, the first of the Blood Dragons, does look pretty dope, and the Green Knight, if these guys can take them down, we've actually run out of arrow fire on that unit. This other unit is just using up the last of its shots left. I guess Chaos don't have many men left. These archers really haven't done too well. Kind of expected a bit more from them. Yeah, this is going to be the last stand right here. I honestly do not know who's going to win. I honestly thought Chaos just had this battle like in the bag for a very, very long time. But honestly, looking at it, looking at the strength of the generals, looking at alberic being so heavily HP'd, you know, having the Green Knight back, having this thing to buff the soldiers, the men that they do have left, I think this battle could still go either way. And I mean, what more could you ask for in a custom map battle? You know, the awesome setting, the awesome lore setting, a 4 vs 3. We have an insane amount of Chaos Warriors, the scale of it, the custom map. This battle has been truly, truly epic. And there's been very, very few on my channel to rival this engagement. And if you're looking for more epic battles, I wouldn't say watch it right away because, you know, you've already spent 54 minutes watching this battle. But I do have an epic hour-long Lizardmen versus Chaos Gods. Again, that battle goes down to the literal wire of the timer. It's, again, an insane engagement. So I do just highly recommend checking them battles out. I might actually make a playlist. Would you guys like to see a playlist? Let me know in the comments about where I just put all my super long, insane battles into. Like my must-watch epic battles category. Whenever I think of battle is just unreal, I will stick it in there. But I'll try and keep it as little as possible so that only the top tier ones do get in. Let me know what you guys think of that idea. Just having like a truly like insanely epic playlist. The battles that are just super goddamn close, are huge in scale, have an amazing setting. I think that can make for a really, really interesting playlist. So the forces of Chaos are making their final push right now. And as you can see, they don't have like hardly anything in reserve. Obviously having these plague crossbearers are going to be strong. They have a couple infantry units, but that's literally it. They've committed everything they have right now, and this battle is just going to be so goddamn close. The Lord of Change even having to go in, the Great Unclean One, this is going to be the final push. I imagine the Winds of Magic as well is very, very bare right now. We've got a rally going off, trying to keep the Bretonnian troops sturdy, but I don't think that we'll see the Bretonnian troops ever going down to morale. I think that the units they have left are going to be the ones that will fight to the bitter end. I think these are the most elite soldiers. The Forsaken Giant needs to be taken out though. He's so low. These archers don't have any ammunition left. We do have a spell being cast off by the wizard. So that Comet of Cassandora coming down. This is going to be massive. That's going to do so much damage to all these selected units. Fight for your lords indeed. Or fight for the survival of this world. That Forsaken Giant still alive. He needs to go down. Can't believe that he's still alive. He needs to be taken out right now. Because he's just outputting way too much damage in this battle. The Great Unclean One as well is so healthy. I imagine these Bretonnian warriors are going to be anti-large, so they'll have that advantage going for them. The vampires again are probably anti-large. We actually will take a little look right there. The melee, they're anti-infantry. Frenzy. Oh, the chosen blood knights are regenerative. That's going to give him a little bit more staying power. And then we also have Albert coming in. He's pretty low, but he's going to actually slay a wave of Forsaken Giant. That is huge right there. The Great Unclean One is just so healthy. There's just nothing left for Chaos whatsoever. All their units are so minuscule. They have like 1 or 2 healthy warriors of Nurgle, and everyone else is just so depleted. There's like 10 men, 4 men. There's hardly anyone left. If only there was like 1 or 2 more fresh units left remaining. The Great Unclean One as well is still fully healthed. I imagine he hasn't even hit his regeneration cap either yet. Imagine just some cavalry turning up right now. Imagine like the Pelennor Field style cavalry just appearing in the distance. Unfortunately, that is the field and not an army of cavalry. Well, actually, what's going on here? Are they falling back a little bit? I think they are. Why are they falling back? Alberic is coming in. Is that Alberic? No, that's the... Oh, that's the first Blood Dragon there. He might want to try and take out this Blood God Cavalry unit. Just slice them down a little bit. He's going to be taking care of these guys. Probably making his way back as well. Alberic is, I mean, the prophet, the Mage of the Heavens has flied in. The Green Knight is in. They really need the units to go ahead and reduce regeneration and cut that in half. So I think fire does it, so some fire archers would be huge. Man, look at that bulge. Woo, baby. Already got demonetized right there. I mean, if anything's going to get demonetized, it's this utter ferocious beast right now as he does take off and fight against the Green Knight. I think one of the generals went down. Was that the... I think that was the Blood Dragon. Yeah, the first Blood Dragon, I think, did just die right there. Another enemy lord has also gone down. I think that was the Mage this time. So it's just the Green Knight and what... Is Alberic dead as well? I think Alberic might also be slain. I think this is the end is nigh. I think the warriors of Bretonnia fought hard. They fought brave, but... Just the greater demons for Chaos really providing them with a kind of final blow. No, there's just no one powerful enough to take these guys on. Because the majority of the really powerful guys were at the Battle of Middelheim right now. I mean, there are still, you know, some really strong heroes around here, but not enough to kill these guys. But again, I think it's kind of mirror matched as well. A lot of the really strong fourth units of Chaos, like Archeon and everyone else like that, they're going to be at the Battle of Middelheim as well. So I think at the Battle of Bordeleaux, they were very strong units there for Chaos, but a lot of their really like godly heroes were at the Battle of Middelheim, where most of their heroes were, most of the legendary lords were. And if you guys want to find out more about the end times and what happened to each of the legendary lords, make sure to go check out Major Kills, the YouTube channel. He runs through, I think, in 3 different videos what happened to each and every legendary lord in the end times. So you find out whether they died, whether they survived, what they happened, what they actually did. And some of the stuff is crazy. Like, I found a whole new love for Tetricus. Tetlus, sorry. I'm thinking of the Rome DLC. I found a whole new love for him, Tyrion's brother. Just because the amount of shit and just how like powerful he is insane. If you think about this game, like Warhammer 2, you think, oh yeah, he's pretty good. Tetlus is okay. But when you read about what he did in the end times and just how strong he was, like it's pretty crazy. And I definitely found a whole new respect for him. And I feel like a lot of the times, you know, you don't really get that feeling. With spellcasters, at least in Warhammer, you don't really get that feeling of, wow, this hero is amazing. Look at him cast spells. I feel like a lot of the time, you only really get that feeling with melee specialists. You're like, oh, look at him, he's tanking all these different guys. Because, you know, any mage can cast a really strong spell. I feel like maybe they should make it so that maybe spellcasters have an extra overcast limit. Would be pretty cool, so they can overcast to 3 instead of 2, and maybe that enhances the spell even more. I think that'd be a really cool way. Maybe it costs more magic, but I think that'd be a really cool way to just show their power. And I think the Green Knight is actually going to take out the Lord of Change. So that's going to be 3 of the greater demons going down. The Grey Unclean One, though. I mean, he could definitely rout, and Bretonnia could still win this. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he could rout, right? There's nothing to stop him. All the infantry for the Chaos Forces are now gone and have been slain. Have Bretonnia pulled this one out of the bag? I didn't really take into account that they could rout and crumble, because I imagine he's crumbling right now. Because I doubt he can rout because he's greater demon. Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, I assume he just like starts to crumble and lose HP. Wow. This is going to be an insane last stand. The Green Knight, has the Green Knight done spectacularly and managed to rally the warriors of Bretonnia? Oh my god, I think he's going to do it. Because as soon as he starts to lose his HP, he's going to go down. We're going to just triple speed it through the last of this because it's just you know, smacking on one dude. But again, it's not the Great Unclean One can definitely win this battle. He just needs to continue to do his damage off on them. I just don't know. Like, this is going to be a super close engagement. He's making his way over here, but there's only so far he can run. And yeah, he's hit his regeneration. I think he's lost. I think the Force of Bretonnia have won the day. Against what? Like, I rambled on for like 10 minutes there, assuming that Chaos just had this one. He's hit his regeneration. I think we're going to see him dying. That little line right there is what he can regenerate to, especially when he loses all his morale as well. When he loses his morale, that's going to be horrific. We have a unit of infantry coming back in trying to support him, but these warriors of Bretonnia, the heroes of Bretonnia, are just being heroes of Bretonnia, literally. They're chasing him down. The Green Knight, every time that Green Knight gets a charge on him, is going to be so effective. And there we have it. Bretonnia have won this. The Great Unclean One is going to be losing HP by the handful right now because he has no morale. He's 16 morale at the moment. That does tend to go down very, very quickly. And yeah, he's going to be slain. Bretonnia have actually won this. How did this battle end up like this? I was just speaking, you know, talking about what I'd love to see from the end times. Not seeing that Bretonnia had their elite soldiers left. Wow, what an end to the battle. Bretonnia have managed to win. What a battle, going down straight down to the wire. Thank you to my Discord so much, and thank you to each and every one of these guys who played in this battle. Again, producing an amazing battle. The Great Unclean One, you can see, even getting 251 kills is very nice. Heavy infantry all doing very awesome. Taking a look at this other army as well. The Chaos Dwarfs doing an okay job. Doing, again, a nice amount of kills, continuing to go down. Each of the warriors doing nice. These dudes doing good. The Knights of Zinch getting 160 kills. And the Exalted Bloodthirster did great, 140 kills before going down. He died very early in the battle as well. And the Doomed by a Battery, 168. Thank God that got taken out early. Taking a look out of the defenders side, we do have the first Blood Knight getting 27 kills. I imagine he did a lot of HP damage though. And also obviously these guys as well, 132 kills and 138 kills, 150. All of the vampires really showing their worth. And these guys live to tell the tale as well, with half of their units still left remaining. Taking a look over at Bretonnia, this entire army got wiped out, sides this brave unit of heroes right there. We did also have a best field trebuchet getting 500 kills. Then finally, the last Bretonian army, we can see again 200 kills on that field trebuchet, and the rest of the infantry doing a very, very nice job, with the actual Heaven's Mage getting 200 kills before she got taken down. And obviously the Green Knight only getting 7 kills, but he did a hell of a lot of HP damage, that is for sure. So make sure to drop a like and a comment if you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you want to see next, whether it's a specific lore battle, whether it's just a different engagement, a cool custom map you found. Do let me know in the comments, as I will make sure to read them and let my Discord. And obviously my Discord also reads the comments on these videos to see if you guys enjoyed them or not. So they can see, you know, if one of the comments is like, oh, do the lore battle of this, you know, this engagement, and it has loads of thumbs up, then I'm sure they're much more likely to take that into consideration when planning the next battle they do. And obviously if you want to be a part of these battles, be sure to join my Discord. The link will be down below in the description. Just go ahead and join it, then write in general chat that you want to go ahead and be given the tag so you get notified when people do partake in these battles. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and wow, what a battle that was.